Hi everyone, today we'll discuss about extraocular muscle, basically functions of extraocular muscle. Total 6 extraocular muscles are there, 4 rectus and 2 oblique, superior rectus, inferior rectus, medial rectus, lateral rectus, superior oblique and inferior oblique. So there are 3 types of function, primary, secondary and tertiary. So basically rectus, medial and lateral rectus have only primary action. There is no secondary and tertiary action. Medial rectus causing adduction, lateral rectus causing abduction. Adduction means movement of the eyes towards the nasal part, and that is the adduction towards medial movement. That is the adduction, and lateral movement, that is the abduction. And for superior and inferior rectus and superior inferior oblique, there are all other functions, that is secondary and tertiary function. In rectus, we know superior and inferior rectus. The primary function is supraduction, infraduction, that is upward movement of the eyes, and downward movement of the eyes, that is infraduction. And the tertiary and the secondary function is intorsion and extorsion, respectively, for superior and inferior rectus. And tertiary function, we need to remember one mnemonic, that is a rectis, that is all the recti are adductors, that is we can remember like this rad, that is rad means recti are adductors. So superior inferior rectus causing adduction basically. So but the opposite thing is happen for the oblique, superior and inferior oblique causing abduction, so we can easily remember this. And intorsion extorsion is a primary function for superior and inferior oblique, and on the contrary, for superior and inferior rectus, intorsion and extorsion are the secondary function. So basically, rectus and obliques are, some functions are just opposite. Just like superior rectus causing supraduction, but superior oblique causing infraduction. But supraduction for superior oblique is a primary function, but supraduction for the superior rectus is a primary function, but infraduction for the superior oblique is a secondary function. So infraduction, supraduction for the oblique, it is a secondary function, and for the recti it is a primary function. And intorsion extorsion for the recti is a secondary function, and for the oblique that is a primary function. And another important mnemonic is SIN, sin. SIN, sin, that is superiors are intorters. They are causing intorsion. So superior oblique and superior rectus causing intorsion. But for superior oblique and superior rectus causing intorsion, but for the superior rectus, intorsion is a secondary function, and for superior oblique, intorsion is a primary function or primary action. So these are the main important points which can be asked in exam. So this is the mnemonic SIN, sin. SIN, sin, that is superiors are intorters. For superior oblique, intorsion is a primary action, but for superior rectus, intorsion is a secondary action. Naturally, the opposite is inferior oblique and inferior rectus. For inferior oblique, extorsion is a primary function, and for inferior rectus, extorsion is a secondary function. Naturally, rad, that is all recti except medial and lateral rectus, that has a adduction action, and for other recti, that is superior rectus and inferior rectus causing adduction. So these are the main thing. And next we are discussing Next, I am discussing here, that is the conjugate and disconjugate function, that is the paired action of eyes. So paired action of eyes. So basically there are two types of functions. One is paired, that is binocular action, and another is uniocular action. Uniocular action is duction, that is supraduction, infraduction, adduction, abduction. So these are the duction movements are uniocular movements, but for the paired movement, that is conjugate and disconjugate movement. So we can tail conjugate movement as version, that is same direction. Version is the same direction, that is dextroversion, levoversion. So these are the levoversion means left side movement of the eyes, and that is left side movement of the eyes, and dextroversion means right side movement of the eyes. Now the disconjugate movement is vergence. Vergence means vergence is the disconjugate movement, means it is basically opposite direction. Means both the eyes, the right and left eyes, both the eyes when they are medially tilted, means they are basically nasally moving both the eyes. That is if it is left eye. If it is left eye, it will be adducted, and if it is the right eye, that is also adducted. So both the eyes are adducted. So it is basically, it is head on, like a head on collision on both the eyes, both the pupils basically. So it is going opposite direction. But on the contrary, version means if it is levoversion, so left eye lateral rectus will work, so that is abducted, and right eye medial rectus will work, so it is adducted. So that is the levoversion. And if it is dextroversion, then it will just opposite. If it is dextroversion, then right eye have abduction and left eye have adduction. So that is the version. So it is basically movement in the same direction, but opposite muscles are working. But if it is vergence, then both eye medial rectus will work. So it is disconjugate. So here we'll discuss levo elevation and dextro elevation, levo depression, dextro depression. So it is it is basically version movement. So levo means left, dextro means right. We know that. So levo elevation, so here it movement of the eye in the left side, and there is elevation. So left eye, it is done by the superior rectus, where elevation is the primary function of the rectus. So left eye superior rectus will do that because it is the primary eye of the levo elevation. And naturally the opposite eye, it is done by the secondary muscle, that is the inferior oblique. So right eye, inferior oblique. Similar thing happen with the dextro elevation. Dextro means right side. So right eye will do the primary function, which is by the superior rectus, and left eye it is done by the inferior oblique. Naturally, for the depression, primary function is done by the inferior rectus. So in the left eye, for the levo depression, that is inferior rectus. Dextro depression in the right eye, that is inferior rectus, and the opposite eye, that is done by the obliques, that is superior oblique, which is a secondary muscle for that. So this is the basic thing, which is also important thing, which is repeatedly asked in exams. Thank you.